All right, good morning guys, Jared at 3Cs. Let's see if we can do this in one take this morning. Not sure if we can do that. What we have is the all new 2025 CFMoto CForce 1000 Overland in both colors, green and tan. We've done a video on this at the dealer meeting where I kind of walked around. It was really quick, I couldn't drive it. So at the end of this video, we're gonna drive this thing up and down the driveway. And I've also done a video on the tech stuff, kind of like service tips. I'll put a little JPEG in here and I'll put a link in the description. So if you guys wanna hop over there and learn more. Oh, and we did an oil change video, so I'll include that in there as well. So oil change video, service video, but we haven't driven this specific model. And there's so many features. So if you guys are looking for a new CFMoto, I'm not gonna bash other brands and their prices. Everybody makes a great ATV, but please just be like make a spreadsheet, not a spreadsheet, pencil, paper, front bumper, rear bumper. We're gonna talk about everything that this comes with and price all that out. We did sell Polaris for 25 years. I know where they're priced. This machine right now, the way it sits, current MSRP, the day of the upload is $11,799. I can't promise what that's going to do. With the future, obviously there's a lot of tariffs and stuff happening, but right now, $11,799 gets you this exact ATV here at 3Cs Recreation. So let's jump into it. First thing I want to do is appreciate that it's not raining this morning. It's been such a wet spring. So we'll kind of look at the tan one. It's identical to the green, of course. We're going to start in the front, just go to the back with the features. So we'll start up top here. We have the windshield. It's pretty cool, it's stationary. You cannot adjust up or down with it. And this windshield is fixed and it uses the lower clamp down here. So if you want to take this windshield off, we're going to have to come up with a separate lower clamp, maybe off the 1000. We could order those parts, take the handlebar clamp off, put those underneath. So if it's summertime and you don't want this windshield on there, you're going to have to buy lower mounts to do that. We have the hand guards, which is nice. This also comes on the Touring's 800 and 1000, a nice wraparound hand guard. You might not think you need them until you're in the picker brush, so definitely helps. This has a new redesigned front rack extender, and I like this rack extender because it comes out, and I like that because we can still put like cargo boxes on the rack. Right here, for example. In the past, the rack extenders came straight up way too fast, and it would eliminate the ability to put any sort of cargo box on. So I'm hoping that's why they did it. At least I think it's great. The next thing here is like an 8-inch light bar. It's really cool. Now there's two options with this. Let me turn the key on, and we're gonna find our power switch right here. We have regular light, so just ta-da. And then the second thing we have, I'll flick the switch really quick. I went to the second position and now we have a yellow light. Now in my experience, what that has helped with is like dust. When we do the 24-hour dirt bike race, turn it back off there, the yellow light really cuts through the dust better. So I'm thinking that's why they added it there. They did include the front bumper accessory that's included in this machine. Also, this has a 3,500 pound winch with a synthetic rope. All new redesigned hook as of last year. I think it looks really cool, looks mean. And this has an upgraded aluminum bash plate in the front with a much thicker skid plate. Let me show you this skid plate because I think it's really cool. This one wraps all the way here. Look how thick this is right here. This is all skid plate right here. This is so cool how this skid plate wraps up and around the outside of this. I'm gonna take the bottom of my gimbal off really quick. Now I can get lower. This is a full ATV skid plate from side to side. Look how thick that is. So it's really cool. Comes up, I can't tell you how many ATVs come in for service and all this is all scratched up along the side. So it's gonna make it a little bit better for the customers there. Okay, so we talked about rack extender, bumper, light bar, winch, bash plate. And then this model has compression, sorry, the gimbal again, compression knob here, and rebound adjuster on the bottom here. So you have a lot more adjustability. You know, some ATVs come with just a standard gas shock. Let's say like the 400 and the 500s, there's really no adjustability at all. Where you get up in these big 1000s, you can really fine tune things. In the front, we do have 27-inch tires with beadlock rims. That is so cool. Comes standard with this machine. As we come back, we got our shift lever here. Normal stuff, park, reverse, neutral, high, and low. Now what's really cool with this whole system is the new Omni Clutch, Omni Drive from CFMoto. So much smoother. So if you rode the previous generation CForce 1000, very jerky, I mean, you got a 963cc engine, right? So being able to control that, CFMoto's really learning. So thankful. And there's different power drive modes, and that also really helps. And we'll talk about that in our test drive in a minute. This is our key power here. Turn it back off. Had it on for the light bar. Just a better look at the handlebars here. Layout is awesome, and we can start on this side. So we have the heated hand grips. Turn the key right back on, actually. Now, there's some options here, and I want to talk about this because I'm not super thorough on all this. I tried this morning, but the hand grips aren't heating up fast enough for me to have time to do it. So we have a bunch of options: green, red, purple, green, blue, purple again, and off. Now, I think there's 6 settings in here because we have low, mid, and high for both hand warmer and throttle, or just hand warmer. And from my 4 minutes of trying to demo this, the first 3 include the hand warmer and the thumb warmer. If you go past that and you go back to the green again, green, I'm going to call that a blue, and a dark blue or purple, then it's just going to be the hands. It's not going to include the thumb warmer. So with this Overland model, we're getting heated hand grips and thumb warmer as long as you make the right selection. This is our winch control. It goes in and out here. Pretty self-explanatory. You just tap whatever button you need. This is our light switch. So we have running lights, off, low beam, and high beam. This is our start button, which I tapped a second ago. I've got it in the kill switch mode. This is run. If I hit down on that right now, it would start. This is our mode switch. It's going to affect, right now it says normal in the middle, and I'm going to tap it here. So if I hit this, there's sport, there's work, and there's normal. This makes such a huge difference when you guys are driving this, the drivability and the throttle response. So if we're trying to move this around the garage, put it right in work mode. So much easier to control. You want to go rip around the trails with your friends, put it right in sport mode. It changes the whole throttle instantly. And then this cluster here, it just goes right through your display. And I've also got a video on the channel of talking about this display. So I'm not going to go into depth on that because there's a lot in there and it would be another 7 or 8 minutes in this video. In the middle, that's where we had our light bar controls. So we have off, regular light, yellow light, and then this is a 12 volt, and then this is USB. USB-C and standard USB. So that's cool, they added the C portion to that. And then over here we have our 4-wheel drive switch. Right now we're in 2-wheel drive. Just the back 2 wheels are lit up. I'll try to show both here. Here's 4-wheel drive, so all 4 tires are now lit up. And now we can also do diff lock. We can push in on this middle. You don't hear anything, but it just, the pumpkin just filled in there. The front diff just filled in. We're going to talk about this for a second. So when we're in this mode, 4 lock means all 4 tires are spinning all of the time. You could jack this machine off the ground and you couldn't hold any one of these wheels still. And that helps you get out of mud holes, but it gets really hard to steer because 4 low is pulling you straight forward. This is not a mode that you trail ride in. This is just to get you out of bad situations. As soon as you're out of the mud hole and you're plowing, you're going to tap back on that again and come back out of this mode. While we're in this mode, the F lock, they're calling it on the little logo here, it's going to limit how fast you go. I think it's like 15 miles an hour is like as fast as you can go in F low. There's one more button up here. That's why I didn't talk about it before. If you hold in on this while you're in 4 low, you can see the little logo still lit up. It'll give you full power to move forward. But be warned, it gets very, very hard to steer. So it's not something I want you to do. You're not going to use it very often. So 4 low, I don't want you guys to really use other than to get out of mud holes. We're going to get back out of there. Now we're back in regular 4-wheel drive. Go ahead and plow in this, go ahead and trail ride in this, but the majority of your riding will obviously be regular 2-wheel drive, and now it just shows the 2 again. So 2-wheel, 4-wheel, 4 low, those are your 3 drive modes, and then of course our throttle. So that goes over the whole handlebar section here. If we come down here, this little cover, well, we can have a rear brake here too. Nice big pedal, easy to get to. This cover, if I can pop it off here, this is going to show, and again, we have the oil change video on the channel. This is the engine oil dipstick, and then this is the transmission dipstick. So keep those separate and make sure you know. The owner's manual is so thorough with the CFMoto machines. it talks about all of the different service points, and we obviously have the video talking about them as well, so multiple videos. So that's where you find your dipsticks in there. Check this thing out. It's got heated seats. I'll turn the key back on again. I think there's 2 or 3 power modes. So we hold in on it to activate it. We've got red, blue. I thought that was a green. Okay, just red and blue. Those are 2 power modes for the seat. If you hold back in again, it'll turn the seat off. How cool is this thing? You got different modes. I didn't hit actually. Let's see if I can get the button here. Different modes depending on how you want to drive. It is so cool. If it's cold out, heat warmer, thumb warmer, seat warmer. Fuel goes in here. And I am pumped on this new rear rack extender. Previously, the rack extender was just that. There was no storage incorporated, but check this thing out. If we pull the 2 sides on this thing and pick up on it, ta-da, how cool is that? CFMoto added storage to this. Now, if you don't want that on there and you want to take a friend with you, you can click in the 2-up seat off of the touring models. I think those seat kits are somewhere in the $600 price range, $600 to $700. So you can turn your Overland into a 2-up ATV so easily. You just pull that bin off, click the seat in, no tools needed, and then you've already got the raised footing for the passenger. So they really thought this model through. You know, how versatile is this thing? You can do everything with it. And as we come further back, they give you the side cargo boxes. And if you pull this one and this opens up here. Pretty deep, I mean, for what it is. I don't know, I see like bolts going through, so I don't think it's, if you put water in there like ice, I think it's just gonna drain out over time. There's bolts going through. This does come off with no tools. You just have these 2 latches in the back. You just push down, up, do the same thing there. You can rock this bin completely off. And people always wonder with these ATV brands, where is the battery? It's simply underneath this compartment. So if I took off both side compartments, because the lid kind of goes underneath the sides here, you can just pop this up, rock it forward, and it's right there. Again, our service video will go over that. This model does have their rear rack extender, their rear bumper, and like I talked about, that skid plate comes all the way through to the back, 2-inch receiver, and the diff fluid. I was just going to show you while we're back here. This is your rear diff. Like how easy that is to get to. That's your, not your drain bolt, but that's your fill plug. So you can pop that out. It's a hex head, and then the drain bolt's just strictly in the bottom. So when it comes time for service, very easy to get to. And what you're going to notice right away in the back of this is there's no A-arms on this thing. So this is that trophy truck 3-link rear suspension. You just got a big swing arm up front that controls all the action on this. So as you're coming through the desert at a higher speed, this gives the best ride possible. It's really exciting, really comfortable for you and the passenger if you have the seat kit. And we have the rear shock. We got compression and rebound adjustability. So all 4 shocks on this have that. And let me turn the key on, because this light bar in the back, I shouldn't say light bar, the rear tail light's awesome. If we go there, and I just turn the low beams on. Check out the back of this thing. It lights up all the way across. So it just gives it a really cool look. And then CFMoto also has reverse lights. So if we grab that shifter, we take it out of park, put it in reverse, you now have a really cool reverse light. During the day, you're like, it doesn't mean much. But at night, that is such a cool feature to have. So let's check out this side. I like how CFMoto also has these grips. Right now here on the concrete, you're like, oh, that looks really aggressive. But when you are out trail riding and you're trying to get traction, especially if you have a passenger on the back and you're going down a steep hill and they're trying to hold themselves from falling into you or the driver, they really have a nice grip here to hold on to without sliding forward. You do have the storage here, toolkit that comes with it. And then underneath this wheel, really nothing exciting. We just have our shock adjustability again, compression, rebound, beadlock wheels all the way around. The skid plate on this side does come up as well. I'm going to turn that key off really quick. And then let's kind of do a once around of the green version. Identical ATV. All of the features are the same. But it is a really dark, pretty green. I like it. It's not just, this is actually painted, by the way. And so the tan one's more of a matte finish, and this is a painted finish on this one. So get in really close. Look at that green. It's pretty cool. But all the features are identical. So what we can do now, Looks like there's a dry spot I can sneak up through. We can drive this, we'll just drive the tan one around for a minute. We'll show you all the features, the drivability, and we'll go from there. Okay, we're going to turn this thing on, turn the key power on. The display will kind of do its thing. A little bit of a warm up. And I like the white background. There's 3 or 4 different home screens. The other ones have a darker back screen. I just think this looks really clean. Every ATV that we sell leaves with a full tank of fuel here at 3Cs. 0 miles on this one. We're not going to drive it much. We don't let people demo stuff. I just want to drive it for the video. We always do. We are in sport mode. We'll go out of that for now. We're going to go to work mode. We'll go through all 3 of those here in a second. And so now that we're in park, key power is on. I can hit down on the start button here. And RPMs now are climbing. You know, I can rev it up just a little bit to show that. The fluctuation there. Our lights are on, we're in park, downhill descent control is on. This is a 7-inch screen, by the way, which is awesome. And I'm just going to put this thing in reverse down here. And with work mode and this new Omni drive, it is so easy. I'm trying to show how easy this backs up. There is no jerkiness to this thing. I've only got one hand, don't do this at home, one hand on the handlebar. And then, let's see if I can sneak. Maybe I'll go around the water that way. There we go. So work mode. Look how easy this throttle control is. You can just hear it climbing a little bit. I'm not being super soft on the throttle. You know, you can stab it pretty good. It'll still go pretty fast, but I just think it's important to have this mode. So if you're trying to load it onto a trailer, you know, you can really do it without driving into your buddy's machine. Let's go to normal. That's the next mode here. I think takeoff is about the same in work and normal. I just think like the work mode is going to time out sooner because it's anticipating a trailer. So very easy takeoff, but sport mode is a different animal. So now we're in sport, it's orange, I'm pinching with my knees better. Like, it sets you back quite a bit faster. Still so smooth. You can feel that rear wheels kind of grabbing you and slowing you down, that 4-stroke and the clutching in there, it's nice. You're not riding the brakes all the time. Let's do a turning radius test. It rained really hard last night, so the parking lot has no tracks on it. We're gonna start facing this way, handlebars are straight. We're gonna deadlock these things so are turned all the way. And I'm gonna put it back into an easier mode. We're gonna go work mode. The gimbal sometimes has a hard time keeping up when I'm doing because it wants to keep going straight. Actually, gimbal's doing a really good job this morning. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna back straight up out of the picture so we can get up and look at this thing. Look how tight that thing just turned. Up on a park, just right in the middle, actually. And we're gonna put this thing in neutral so it doesn't roll away on me or drive away on me. Look how tight of a circle that thing just turned. It's incredible. There are 0 turning radius issues with this new model. Now you can see how it's a posi rear end, right? So our inside tire scrubbed a little bit, but that's what allowed us to see what happened here. And we can just drive it back down here. So if you're looking for an ATV that's drivable, oh, and we should talk about the different modes. We got high range and low range too. So when would you use each, right? So low range is anything under 15 miles an hour. If you guys are trail riding, if you're working, anytime you have a trailer, you're going up a steep hill, or you're going really slow, I want you to be in low range. It is so important to be in low range and you're doing slow speed riding. High range is just for going fast on the side of the road. You're riding a buddies on a faster paced trail, that's high range. I have so many people that buy these machines and they go right out to their trailer, they're in high range, and it's got a really steep dump trailer, and they're just roasting the belt within seconds of buying the machine. It is so important to use low range and crawl up into that trailer. It just saves your belt. The belt will last so long if you do it right. So work mode. So even at 18 miles an hour coming down the driveway, work mode is perfect. It wasn't revving out, it wasn't loud. So low. Use low as much as you can. It is so important to use that gear. Your belt will last forever. So, all right guys, that was just a more thorough video kind of going through these new machines. And like I said, we have other videos on the channel. Check our description down here in the link below. If you found that video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're now like at 22,000 subscribers, and we had 600,000 views this month on the channel. So thank you guys so much for being part of it. We're just a family shop here in Western New York. If you're looking for a new ATV, we'd love to be your dealer. Enjoy the ride. We'll see you on the trail.